All right. Oh my God, I just got caught on my rain jacket. Hello, everyone. We are back, and the blue game is gearing up for yet another tribal council, the fourth of the day. Waiting in the wings is Ossipee, and they will be filing in now. So we have John, Veronica, Andy, Francis, Joe, Louie, and Caitlin filing on into tribal council. You can see they're looking especially upset. The rain has been coming down, so not only are they voting someone out, but it has been raining super hard.
What isn't? Alright. So it's obviously hard to ignore the weather that has been afflicting us for most of the day, especially here recently. Joe, how much does that just like affect the general mood and vibe of the tribe? Like, how hard does it make it to be out here?
It's really tough. It definitely adds an extra layer. We're wet, cold, freezing, and we're also coming to tribal, so that's like a very somber feeling right now. Like maybe after this, the sun will just like magically come out. That would be amazing. So yeah, it's just, I mean, you know, we signed up for this. I'm sure we remind each other of that often, but you know, it's all about the experience too. But yeah, I think we would rather it be a little bit drier and a little bit sunnier. So maybe tomorrow, please.
Caitlin, I noticed you and Ethan a lot are probably one of the most vocal pairs across tribal lines. Like, you know, making fun with each other sometimes when you're competing. How much of that is just like fun and love, or how much of that is true competition? Like, if it came to a situation where you're finally playing together, are you still kind of in that mode of I want to beat him, or are you in that mode like, oh, maybe I would work with him?
Thank God you're not here for this answer. Honestly, like, love my brothers so much, love them to death. But I feel like if our game's on the line, I'm going to play for myself, and if that means beating him, getting him a higher place, then I can just talk about it for years. So, a little bit of a pride thing, a little bit like I do want him to succeed. Like, I'm not just going to go and vote him out the first chance I get, but I'm here for myself. It's blood versus water. There is a water element to it.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Andy and John, you both saw your name pop up at the last tribal council. How much of that is a concern for you coming into this tribal council?
Yeah, definitely a concern. That's all I can say.
Okay. John?
Same question, John?
So definitely not the vibes. Don't like to see my name there. But I'm nervous anytime I'm here. When you come to tribal, you have to be nervous, because if you're not nervous, you're not playing this game correctly. You need to always be thinking. It's a game about numbers. Even though there's one source about it, you have to think about your path there. You're not going to get there without the help of friends and allies. So I'm always thinking about who I want to work with. And I just take everything into consideration. I had 2 votes. All right, I had to figure out why I got those 2 votes. I feel like I got the answer. So hopefully tonight I have no votes.
As we all know, Logan and Emma have made the decision to leave participating in the Haunted Twist. That leaves only Joelle. Francis, does that change any decision making moving forward as far as who you're to vote out, now that you only have one person left currently to vote back into the game?
It doesn't change my decision making at all. I mean, I'm kind of selfishly happy that Logan's not coming back. Because I thought that was drama in our tribe, I don't know. But, well, that to me doesn't change anything. Just doing what I'm doing.
You guys have been so back and forth with your loved ones. I think, Louie, you made a comment after the last tribal, and you're like, oh, back and forth again? Is that something you would just love to beat them every time, and it doesn't matter if they go home? Or is it a sense of, not so bad, that way if you keep going back and forth, maybe your loved one will continue on?
They're adults, they can take care of themselves. I would like for us just to be safe. We've got a really good thing going here. So I think that to your comment before about Joelle being the only one, I'm actually excited if one of us does, when one of us does, enter that phase of the game, and potentially bringing them back in and having that as a really big opportunity to keep this tribe still together. Because this is solid.
Veronica, I know at the last tribal council you had voiced some concerns that, you know, it could potentially be you, that tribal. Do you still feel those concerns, or are you a little bit more confident in your positioning after a little bit of time has gone by?
I think that John hit it on the nail. I think if you come into tribal not having any kind of nerves and feeling safe, then, you know, it's just not a natural feeling. So definitely anxiety, definitely nerves going on that stuff.
Does anybody have anything else they want to add? All right, it's time to vote. Louie, you can kick us off.
All right, so the players are heading on over to the voting booth in the distance, which means we are cutting away from them, and we're gonna head on down to our little chat spot and have a little talk together. So I don't know what Disney music is playing in the background, but all right. So we're just gonna head up this way. We're gonna talk about the tribal council we just saw. I'll fill you in as to where the players' minds are at as of just before this tribal, and we'll kind of theorize together on who might be voted out next. So let me just get up the path here and we will get started. As always, this is your time as the viewers to ask me any questions that you want answers to, and I will answer them as I can. So, all right, let's just turn on around here and we will, almost dropped my handy dandy notebook with all my notes to fill you in on. That would have been sad. All right, so really hard to flip a page one-handed, I gotta say. Okay, so as we just witnessed, the Ossipee Tribal Council is underway, and there are again a few different names that are being thrown around. So, and there's also some other stuff taking shape. When we left off at the last Tribal Council, there was a potential Core 5 alliance of Andy, Louie, Francis, Caitlin, and Joe, which had formed as a result of the other tribe, Madomic's, loved ones coming together and kind of forming that group of 5, and then telling their loved ones, hey, we're 5, like maybe you could be a 5, etc. So they did have that going into kind of the last round. However, a couple of maybe new alliances have been suggested. So perhaps the most infamous of all suggested alliances is the oftentimes ill-fated all-girls alliance. So yet again, that has been brought up in another game, aka this game. It's my understanding that I believe it's Francis and or Veronica that were proposing that. I think it was Francis. And so there has been a discussion of kind of bringing in the women, which is Andy, Francis, Caitlin, and Veronica, and voting out a male player. In this case, they are potentially eyeing John. Remember, John did receive 2 votes at the last Tribal Council, and is again feeling vulnerable today, as we heard in the Tribal Council. So that is one potential way that an all-girls alliance could kind of get what they want, and the Core 5 could get what they want all at the same time. However, there is also another kind of counter idea brewing as well, because Andy's name has also been thrown out there. The tribe is currently a little bit worried about Andy's allegiance to Mel, her daughter on the other tribe. And in fact, I don't know if I filled y'all in yet on this, but Mel has an idol from one of, I think, the first immunity challenges that we ran this morning. She took the idol off of the puzzle table, and it's pretty widely known that Mel has it. So the Core 5 Alliance has recently kind of been like, hey Andy, why don't you get that idol from your daughter? And Andy has not been super about that plan, has really not been willing to like do that to her daughter. So there's now a question of, okay, I know we have this alliance, but you know, is Andy committed to it, or is Andy kind of more committed to her daughter and will just kind of jump and go wherever she goes? So again, it's kind of it's like a question of loyalty again, and like where loyalties lie. So we will kind of see what happens. Let's see. Let me see what else I am doing. Okay. Oh, a really fun tidbit that I also learned is that Caitlin is really kind of setting herself up in a power position. So as a reminder, Caitlin is in that core of 5, but she also has made inroads with John, who is on the outs and is a potential target today. She did end up telling John in the last vote that votes were coming his way, and encouraged him to vote for, I believe it was Andy, to kind of maybe save himself in the case of an idol play. So I am assuming that as a result, John is grateful for that, and maybe is trusting Caitlin more, although that might not be relevant after about 3 minutes from now, but we'll see. But it's just cool to see that Caitlin is kind of like, has her group, but isn't satisfied with just, you know, that one group. And it is my understanding that Caitlin and Joe have formed like a pretty tight duo as well. So yeah. And again, yeah. Oh, also of note is the fact that this is the second tribal council that Ossipee is attending, which means that one of the players, aka Joe, who raised the most money in the blue game overall, along with his partner Connor, is still safe this tribal, so no votes can go Joe's way. However, after this tribal, he is officially up for a potential elimination, because that, you know, last invisible immunity necklace will be removed from around his neck. So, oh my god, it's raining and I ditched my umbrella so that I could fill y'all in. So I'm gonna head on back for some cover. Yeah, so yeah, this has been a fun round despite all the rain. It's been raining like crazy here. The players are like real upset about it, and they don't know it's supposed to rain until 2 a.m. here. So, you know, but if you missed it, the players are camping on higher ground than they were originally. We're all the way down here. Let me kind of acclimate you to where we're at. So this is obviously tribal council that we're walking back into. All the way up that hill is where our challenge field is. So originally all the way down here was the camps, but now they're all the way at the top of the hill. All right, we are back here. And I forgot my umbrella. I forgot to grab it, so let me ask for it. Can someone trade me this for an umbrella, please? Thank you. Okay, cool. Ooh. All right. Looks like our last player is voting and heading on back. So Kelsey will be heading off to grab the votes, I think, I hope. Yes, in true Survivor fashion, the rain did show up. Interestingly, this is the very first season that Can You Survive has had with rain. So we got it, and we got it in abundance for our first time. Players just sitting here now waiting for the results of the vote that just happened. Again, just waiting on these vote results to be returned to the Tribal Council area once host Kelsey has grabbed them. And it looks like she has them and is making her way back to the Tribal Council area.
Okay, if you have an idol or advantage and you would like to play one, now would be the time to do so. Oops. Andy. John. One vote Andy, one vote John. Andy. 2 votes Andy, 1 vote John. Andy. 3 votes Andy, 1 vote John. Andy. That is enough. Please bring me your torch. If you want to grab a torch, and you can come right up.
Hugs all around for Andy.
With the warmest departure yet, Andy, the tribe is spoken.
Thank you.
All right, Andy, you can come on this way. Andy, you can come on this way with me. Oh, well. So we are still on the live stream. We're just going to say a few words with you. Kind of get your thoughts as soon as we get far enough away. All right. So you're just heading on down. All right. So let's have you stand right here. Sorry, I'm just twirling around. All right. So, Andy, what's going through your mind right now? What are your thoughts? This is your time.
It wasn't a surprise, okay? That was fine. I told him that was fine, but we do have ground connection, so it's hard. But I am the weakest one, so I guess in some ways. So anyway, we're partying as friends.
Fabulous.
That's why I like it.
Love that. Well, as you know, there is the haunting twist, which means you are now a ghost. Here is your ghost buff. That's what that...
People like turn it inside out or something.
Yeah, so the white buffs that you've been seeing all day long are for the players that were voted out of the game but not yet eliminated. They are so dry. They are currently ghosts, so Andy will join them as a ghost. With that in mind, what are your thoughts kind of looking forward to the ghost phase of this game for you?
Not sure yet.
Not sure yet. Sure, that has... yeah.
Going apart on that.
Okay.
I haven't decided yet.
Gotcha. All right. Well, best of luck to you. I'll let you go so that you can finish your ghost transformation. And we'll catch up with you in a little bit, okay?
What is the rule?
All right. So we're just going to step away and let Andy kind of get some logistics for the ghost twist. Brutal day out here, so, you know, not every ghost has chosen to stay a ghost. But anyway, all right, we already have the Red Tribal Council that's starting. So I'm going to hop off stream, but right after the Red Tribal Council, we should be coming back with a challenge. We're actually going to be setting it up right now. So keep it locked here. Hopefully we'll be doing a challenge in the next 30 minutes. All right, see you soon.